First, we will start by creating our alphabet soup. So you're going to use different colored oil pastels to draw all of the alphabet. And notice how I'm turning my paper so that my letters are going different directions. Because if you think about soup that were to have letters in it, they wouldn't all face the same direction. So I slowly keep turning my paper until I've got all of my letters on there. Once I've drawn all of my letters, I'm going to use some yellow watercolor to paint in to make it look kind of like a soup color. Think similar to like chicken noodle soup. So I'm going to paint mostly yellow, and then once I've done the yellow, I will go in and I'll put some orange in there as well, just to make the color look a little different. Notice I'm leaving that outside circle white. That's supposed to be our bowl, so we want to try really hard not to get any watercolor in that area so that it looks like a bowl when we are finished. To create the tablecloth background, you're going to pick 2 or 3 colors of markers and you're going to make some lines. These do not need to be perfectly straight because think a tablecloth or a placemat is fabric, so it might have some bends in it, and that's okay. So notice I took one color and I made lines going one way and then lines going the other way. I'm going to take one of my other colors, I'm going to draw a line pretty close next to it. If you want a lot of color similar to mine, you'll want to use lots of lines. If you don't want quite as much color, you may want to use a few less lines. So you may want to skip this last step if you want less color. And once I've done that, I'm going to take a cup of water and a smaller brush, and I'm just going to kind of paint over my marker to make it look more like a piece of artwork and not just lines drawn on a piece of paper. Finally, we are at the last steps, so you're going to very carefully cut that outside circle for your bowl of soup that we made previously, and that's going to get glued onto your placemat. So make sure you get a lot of glue on there and make it stick really good. We're going to put it a little off to the side so that we have room for a napkin as well, so that it looks like a table setting, like you were going to sit down and eat this soup. And then you're going to use this white rectangle that I've already cut for you, and you will glue that down to make the napkin. You could make it right facing upright, or you could leave it at an angle like I first had it. Now, one last step we're going to do is we're going to take a charcoal pencil and we're going to kind of draw a C shape around our bowl to make it look like a shadow. So notice I colored quite a bit in there, and then we're going to rub it to make that shadow kind of blend. If you get a little bit on your bowl, it'll be okay, not a big deal. But I've kind of made this C shape around my bowl. I'm going to do the same thing to my napkin, so I'm making an L around my napkin, and then I will blend that as well. When you are all finished, I will glue a small silver spoon onto the napkin.